Have you ever wondered why the friends closest to you suddenly start disliking you, even when you did nothing wrong? Epictetus says their hatred reveals more about them than it ever will about you. Ladies and gentlemen, today we talk about something deeply human, something almost everyone has felt yet rarely discusses openly: the pain of being disliked or even hated by people who once called themselves close friends. You might be shocked when someone you trusted suddenly withdraws, changes, becomes cold, or turns against you without any clear explanation. You ask yourself, what did I do wrong? Why did they stop liking me? Why is this happening when I've done nothing? You replay conversations, analyze moments, create scenarios in your head, but nothing makes sense. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, said, when another blames you or hates you, or people voice similar criticisms, go to your soul, explore your actions. Yet he also said something even more important. Remember, you are not disturbed by things, but by the views you take of them. Epictetus reminds us that people's reactions towards you often have nothing to do with you, and everything to do with their own inner world. When a close friend suddenly dislikes you, becomes jealous, insecure, or resentful, most people assume it reflects their own failure. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. Other people's behavior reveals their character, not your worth. Today we will explore 5 powerful Stoic reasons why a close friend may seem to hate you for no reason. These reasons come from human psychology, Stoic wisdom, and Epictetus's teachings about human behavior. And by the end of this speech, you won't only understand why it happens, you'll learn how a Stoic handles such people with calm, dignity, and self-respect. Let's begin. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Why did he say this? Because improvement, real improvement, makes other people uncomfortable. Here is the truth. Most people never accept. Your growth shines a light on someone else's stagnation. If you start improving your mindset, discipline, confidence, habits, or purpose, some friends don't celebrate it. They feel attacked by it. Not because you directly attacked them, but because your progress reminds them of everything they are not doing. When you start getting disciplined, start controlling your reactions, start building something with your life, start living with purpose, start behaving more calmly and wisely, many friends don't say, wow, I'm inspired. Instead, they feel, I'm falling behind. I don't like how I feel around this person anymore. They make me feel small. And humans often attack what makes them insecure. Epictetus says, if someone succeeds more than others, he will be envied. If he fails, he will be despised. Your success, even the smallest kind, can make people envy you. Envy is silent. It hides behind sarcasm, distance, coldness, fake smiles, passive aggression. They don't hate you. They hate the feeling inside themselves that awakens when they see you rising. A Stoic response? Do not shrink to make others comfortable. Do not dim your light for people living in darkness. Your responsibility is to grow, not to manage the fragile egos of others. Epictetus taught, people are disturbed not by things, but by their opinions of things. Your old friends have opinions of you, expectations of you, a fixed picture of who you're supposed to be. But when you start to grow, evolve, mature, your transformation threatens their expectations. You stop laughing at certain jokes. You start saying no to things you always said yes to. You start focusing on your goals. You start choosing peace over chaos. You start respecting yourself. Suddenly you're different. To them, your growth feels like betrayal. They may think, "You've changed. You're acting better than us. You're not the same person anymore." But think for a moment, isn't the goal of life to change, to grow, to become stronger and wiser? The problem is, some people only liked the weaker version of you. They liked you when you were unsure, you were dependent, you needed their validation, you didn't challenge them, you didn't have boundaries. The moment you evolve past that version, they feel uncomfortable. Epictetus reminds us, it is not their job to accept you. It is your job to live according to your nature. A Stoic does not live to satisfy others' outdated images. A Stoic lives according to virtue, truth, and inner growth. You changed, and that is something to be proud of. One of the greatest Stoic strengths is emotional control. You stop reacting, you stop complaining, you stop gossiping, you stop getting angry easily, you stop chasing validation. And this creates a strange effect. People who live in drama begin to resent you. Why? Because your calmness exposes their chaos. Epictetus said, when someone provokes you, remember, it is your mind that is provoked, not the external event. You stop getting provoked. You stop participating in their emotional storms. But some people don't want peace. They want the comfort of shared negativity. They want someone who will gossip with them, get angry with them, complain with them. And when you refuse to join their emotional circus, they interpret it as arrogance. They think, you think you're superior. You don't care about me. You're too calm. No, you're not too calm. They're simply too chaotic. A Stoic understands, if you play with chaos, chaos becomes your master. When you walk away from drama, people addicted to drama feel rejected. They feel exposed. They feel threatened. So they blame you. They dislike you. They may even try to pull you back into negativity. This is where Stoic strength is tested. Epictetus reminds us, if they provoke you, it is because you allowed it. Do not be dragged down by the opinions of ignorant men. Stay calm, stay centered, stay in control of yourself. Their hatred is not your burden. This is perhaps the deepest reason a close friend begins to resent you. You stop being controllable at some point in life. People realize you cannot be manipulated, you cannot be guilt-tripped, you cannot be influenced by emotional pressure, you cannot be controlled by approval or disapproval. Epictetus was once a slave, literally. But he said, no one is free who is not master of himself. And here lies the truth. The moment you become master of yourself, people who once controlled you begin to hate you, because now you set boundaries, you say no confidently, you walk away when disrespected, you don't fear losing people, you don't tolerate emotional games, you no longer need their approval. Many friendships are based not on love, but on power imbalances. When you break that imbalance, they feel threatened. They think this person can't be controlled anymore. I don't like this. Epictetus says, if you want true freedom, practice indifference to what you cannot control. Ironically, when you stop caring about their approval, they lose their power, and resentment replaces friendship. A Stoic understands the price of self-respect is losing people who only liked you when you disrespected yourself. People don't dislike you randomly. They dislike the feelings they experience in your presence. Sometimes your presence reminds them of their failures, reminds them of their potential, reminds them of their laziness, triggers their insecurities, makes them question their life choices, makes them feel inferior, and instead of facing their inner wounds, they blame you for awakening them. Epictetus said, when you see a man criticizing another, remember he criticizes himself. Their hatred is a projection, a mirror reflecting their internal conflict. You might not be doing anything wrong at all. Just your dignity, your growth, your discipline, your peace, or your confidence challenges their ego, and the ego hates being challenged. So what do people do? They attack the person who represents what they lack. You become their enemy not because you harmed them, but because you remind them of the person they wish they were. The Stoic response is powerful. Do not take it personally. Do not let their ego become your problem. Do not let their hatred become your identity. Stand tall. Stay calm. Be the person their ego fears, not the person their insecurity wants you to be. So why do close friends hate you for no reason? Let's summarize the Stoic truth. Your growth exposes their stagnation. You no longer fit the version of you they expected. Your calmness highlights their chaos. You cannot be controlled anymore. Your existence challenges their ego. Epictetus teaches us, if you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish, ignorant, or even hated. Growth comes with a price. Strength comes with a price. Waking up from your old self comes with a price. Sometimes that price is losing people who never had the capacity to grow beside you. But the Stoic does not cling. The Stoic does not beg. The Stoic does not break. The Stoic stands firm, calm, and grounded, knowing that losing the wrong people is part of finding the right path. Let go with peace, grow with courage, and live with dignity. Because in the end, the right people will love your growth. The wrong people will fear it. And you must continue anyway.